Hello dear students, welcome to your English class. Today let us read part 2 of the lesson A Tale of Two Birds. Soon he came to a clearing which looked like an ashram. It was the Rishi's ashram. The king tied his horse to a tree and sat down in its shade. Suddenly he heard a gentle voice announce, "Welcome to the ashram, sir. Please go inside and rest. The Rishi will be back soon. There is some cold water in the pot. Please make yourself comfortable." The king looked up and saw a big brown bird in the tree. He was amazed. "This one looks like the other bird outside the cave," he said to himself loudly. Dear students, in our last class we read how the two baby birds got separated by the storm in the forest, isn't it? One baby bird reached the cave where the gang of robbers lived, the other outside the Rishi's ashram, isn't it? Students, please note gang of robbers. A gang of robbers is a collective noun of people, okay? Now, in our last class, we also read that how a king reached the cave and was horrified by the way a big brown bird spoke to him, right? The king sensed some danger as he heard some faint noises from the cave, so he immediately left the place, isn't it? Now, the king came to a clearing. Clearing means an area in a forest from which the trees or the bushes have been cleared, okay? So, there was a Rishi's ashram. Since the king was tired, he tied his horse to a nearby tree and sat down under its shade. Suddenly he heard someone gently announcing, saying to make himself comfortable, and asked him to drink some cold water and rest for a while. The king was amazed, surprised again. He looked up at the tree and saw a big brown bird. So he said, "This one looks like the other bird outside the cave," he said to himself loudly. "You are right, sir," answered the bird. "He is my brother, but he has made friends with robbers. He now talks as they do. He doesn't talk to me anymore." Just then the Rishi entered the ashram. "Welcome, sir," he said to the king. "Please come inside and make yourself at home. You look tired. Rest for a while. Then you can share my food." Students, when the king said loudly that the second bird looked exactly like the first bird, the second bird which was outside the ashram heard it and replied the king, "Yes, sir, you are right. The other bird is my brother. But since he grew up with robbers, he speaks as they do. He doesn't talk to me anymore." As both the bird and the king were talking to each other, the Rishi of that ashram entered and welcomed the king and offered food and asked him to take rest for a while since he was very tired. The king told the Rishi the story of the two birds and how each had behaved so differently, though they looked so alike. "The forest is full of surprises," he said. The holy man smiled and said, "After all, one is known by the company he keeps. That bird has always heard the talk of robbers. He imitates them and talks about robbing people. This one has repeated what he has always heard. He welcomes people to the ashram. Now, come inside and rest. I will tell you more about this place and these birds. Students, the king told Rishi that though both the birds were brothers, they behaved differently, and he said that the forest is full of surprises. The holy man means the Rishi said, yes, after all, one is known by the company he keeps. The first bird is influenced by the robbers and the other by the people of ashram. So, the first bird always talks about robbing people, the other bird greets people and welcomes them to the ashram. The Rishi asked the king to take some rest and said he will tell some more about the forest and those two birds. Dear students, by this the story of A Tale of Two Birds ends. What did we learn from the story? We learned that one is known by the company he keeps, isn't it? That means a person is known by the people he is associated. So, dear students, please be careful while making someone as your friend. Always learn good things from people. Stay away from bad influences. Alright, students, let us end today's session. Meet you in the next class. Till then, take care of yourself. Keep learning. Bye, children.